Yeah.
We sent pictures, and she was very attractive. And at some point, we began sexting one another.
Oh, sexting.
Even though I doubted much would ever really come of it was great for me, because it gave me someone to talk to, and it was really helping me rebuild my shattered self-esteem and confidence.
Why would I steal my shitty truck?
This went on for a few months, and eventually...
It's a truck in it, it's worth a couple of thousand.
I had kind of expected that this wasn't going to go anywhere, so it didn't bother me when she stopped responding altogether. I had never held any illusions that this was going to be some long...
Yeah, when I was carjacked, they come into the car, they asked if I had a gun or not.
And decided that someone she could actually be with was better than a long distance...
Yeah, so I said I don't have a gun or nothing. Yeah, why were you going to do? Why you kidnapped me for?
So I wasn't too upset.
What, sorry?
I did miss chatting with her
The
sometimes.
day when I was carjacked, they put me into their car, they told me to not pass the copper trader. I passed for the station and
Anyway,
I
I
had a
went
gun.
on with my life and started dating someone, and we
I
ended
don't know.
up going on a trip to a beach together. A couple of days after I got back,
If I see him, I'll probably run him over.
asking if I was in Florida.
Oh.
What the fuck? How would she have known I was in Florida?
This is why I need weapons, I can just shoot him in the head.
He said that she was there now, and we must have just missed each
700
other.
meters from the petrol station.
We talked for a bit, and she asked me where I had stayed.
Yeah.
Told me she was just down the street from that hotel. When I told her that I had been there with someone, she got pretty upset, and then stopped messaging me again.
Yeah, it was the same medic guy that saved me from the first time became the second time.
But I didn't think too much of it. I told myself it must have just been a strange coincidence, and I forgot all about it. Then, things took a turn for the worse. A few weeks later, I get another message from Brett, late at night, after my girlfriend had gone to sleep. It said, "Who the fuck is she?" I had no idea how to respond. I asked her what the fuck she was talking about, and she went on to describe my girlfriend and asked me why I thought I could get away with cheating on her. I was literally floored. Not only had I never been in an actual relationship with Britt, I had never even met her in person. On top of that,
And you managed to make it to the petrol station.
for months, and now suddenly knew what my
500
girlfriend
meters
looked
away.
like and was accusing me of
Oh,
cheating.
Jesus.
I expressed all of this.
I can't hear any
and
gunshots
asked
from
her
here.
how she knew what my girlfriend looked like, thinking she was Facebook
No, I
stalking
can't hear
me or
any
something.
now.
Her reply made my jaw drop.
The road looks
and felt
clear.
like someone had just tossed a brick into the pit of my stomach.
Yeah, just my luck. When I'm on my way, I get robbed.
Yeah. I'll move a little.
No, I'm not sure about the truck.
Immediately closed the blinds.
I'll move a little bit closer and see what
And made
happens.
sure the doors and windows were locked. I told her that we had never been in a relationship and that we were most definitely not in one now. I asked her to
This is
please
why
leave
someone
me alone.
drives a truck and someone falls in behind. If somebody gets out, you just run them over.
She just responded, "No."
Now this truck that I've got can easily be taken down though, that's the problem.
It was at this point that I noticed.
It's not like the armoured one that we were watching on that video. That's why we need the rebel licenses.
I reiterated that this was unacceptable.
Got a better view of the road from here.
Again, and that if she didn't leave me alone,
750 metres away from the copper trader.
Then I blocked her from every form of communication I have ever used and uninstalled. The next day, I had my cable company change my IP
No,
address.
no, this petrol station's probably
I
getting
haven't
robbed.
heard from her since. I'm still paranoid that this isn't over.
When I go get some water, they probably blame me for robbing the place.
Start out. The story sort of takes place on and off throughout most of my life.
There's quite a few police officers online, 3 paramedics, 4 NATO. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
300 meters
9,
away.
10, 11, 12, 13.
There's a lot of backstory.
Hey, we can rob the bank.
Understanding what happened. As it stands now,
14 police officers online, 4 NATO, we can rob the Royal Mint.
but I
This is the best time to do it at night when everyone's just like asleep.
I believe that Mary.
Have you not seen the server? It's full.
My mother and father divorced when I was
You
around
can't rob the Royal Mint unless there's 12 police officers online and 4 NATO.
I have 2 brothers, one older and one younger. We saw him every other weekend. He paid child support. You get the gist. One weekend visit, my father introduced us to a woman he's seen, named Mary. Her eyes
This
were
road
very
seems
dark,
rather
her skin
quiet.
was pale. She had an obsession with the color red.
You're a bit too quiet.
It
Yeah.
was immediately off. But I didn't really start to know what she was capable of until later. My mother hated her.
Can't believe that couple came back to check how I was. Then he disappeared. At least the armed men came and shot me.
Yeah,
Shot
yeah.
me.
It only happened to you, can't it?
Yeah, even a couple said they wanted protection, they want me to bully. I said, oh, I'm only on the call of trade, I'll be fine. So, I got fucking card, I think got robbed card back, I fucking killed, shot.
Trust you well.
She had red sweaters and pants.
Why isn't my, well, I can't recall using two, that's what's like shit, lagging like hell.
Things like buying
I
us
don't
cars
know.
we could only keep at Dad's and Mary's house.
Are you going to start streaming tomorrow as well?
Wanted to get custody of us instead of my mom.
Yeah, I will do. Well, not streaming, I'll probably record the editor of the stream and then record, can you stream?
Yeah, you can.
at
You
the same
can
time.
if you stream your video to Twitch, you can download it straight to your computer from Twitch,
Or whatever.
as long as you do it within 14 days of the broadcast.
I was about 7 or 8 when I remembered the first incident that
Sure.
I knew this wasn't right.
I only export it straight.
Still there. My truck's still there.
Get it then?
He had scooted a dining table.
I only export it straight to YouTube because I've got my YouTube link to my Twitch.
Pulled out a handgun instead of a box.
I will.
My cop is still there as well.
Yeah.
So good.
Who acted really funny about
I will.
Come to the petrol station, I think Silver.
No, I'll wait here. Get your truck and get to Copper Finger. You go in through the road, and I'll come over the hill.
It was at this point that my mom started having
Um,
trouble with us going.
Yeah, at some point I will download all the videos from YouTube and you know, like do like a compilation thing of like the best bits and everything.
My mom told me later, when I was much older, that Mary called our house around the time of the gun.
If you start streaming and that as well, we can do like a collaboration video, you know, of our best
My mother
bits,
is a really tough lady. She grew
best
up
and
in
worst
LA,
bits.
California.
I'm lagging all over the place.
Scared her. She was going to get a restraining order soon. I guess what Mary meant was that she wanted my mom's stability. Even as a single
I
mom,
can hear a car.
kid, she was doing very well for herself, and even dating. But even so, how long had she been obsessed with my
You
mom?
okay there, Rob?
She and my father
You
even
quiet?
got divorced. What did that even mean? Not long after the phone call, my mom heard her car being smashed into one night. Someone had taken a brick and smashed the driver window.
Hold on, it was just at the petrol station getting some food.
Alright, okay.
We had no way to prove it, but I just know. My dad and Mary had a baby. Her name is Madison. I only remember holding her, playing with her for so long. I can't imagine all the
Yes,
shit
I can
she's
see you again.
My
Yeah,
mom and
until
Mary
you get out the
met
light, it's gone dark again.
and they decided that it would be best to move to Florida. We had other family there, and there weren't many jobs where we were living in Tennessee.
Okay, I'm going to the trade
I
on
don't
that.
remember any problems
Alright.
when we were so far from my dad and Mary.
Let me know when you're in
We stayed for about a
within
year.
700 meters and I'll start heading down.
My stepdad was able to get a better job again, and we were closer to my mom's parents. This is when the phone calls.
Surprisingly, my truck was still
As soon
locked.
as we moved back, we would
The
get
police
calls
officer must have
where someone
stopped him.
would just listen for it, and then hang up.
Have you still got your copper in it?
Numbers were always blocked, but I'm sure it was her.
Yes, I have.
I always knew where we
Dear
lived.
God, isn't that twice now?
Seeing my dad again. The calls continued for years.
Twice in this one run, you've had your friggin' thingy nicked out.
But there wasn't anything
Why isn't this recorded?
I know.
denied it.
I'm streaming here and I can't even see what you're doing.
He took her side. We fell into this thing
How close are you?
And anytime I question my
Some
dad,
hundred from the trader.
Right, I'm coming over the hill now.
sure my mom was putting me up. Things escalated one night when my dad came to pick us up for a visit. My mom and Mary ended up getting into a fist fight, where Mary swung her fist, and my mom punched her so hard she fell backward. My brothers and I watched from the apartment we were living in at the time. Mom went immediately to the police. My dad and Mary never even called. My mom didn't press any charges. The whole incident sort of faded away.
I'm in 400 meters.
We ended up moving into a big house a while after that.
Yeah,
Though
feel
we still
good.
are today. Dad and Mary started to have problems and split up.
Copper trader looks clear from where I am.
For good, or at least gone for the most part.
Oh no, there's a car.
But she never really went away.
It's just a normal car.
My dad
Yeah, it's just drove straight past.
somewhat rely on again when she was gone. I got to know my little sister more, the baby they had. And things were okay.
I can see you lagging across the frigging finger. See you just pulling up to the copper trader now. Open the doors and move right down to the bottom as I'm coming over the hill. Get your truck inside.
Okay, my truck what?
Get your truck inside and leave the doors open so I can get in.
I got parked on the back of the building.
Right, alright, yeah.
We became too old for visiting the way we were. Whole weekend visits became just going to see my dad for an evening. The whole time, however, phone calls never stopped. They weren't as frequent, but they were there in the background, like a reminder that she was always there lurking. When I got into high school, visits from my dad just about stopped altogether. We usually talked on the phone here and there. I saw him when I had events like a marching band competition, a formal dance, milestone, like graduating high school. It was pretty common to go a while without hearing from him sometimes. Mary was only a thought. I hadn't seen her in years. I never saw her anywhere, at all. The phone calls had stopped, but only because we had gotten rid of the house phone. I was a freshman in college.
Ninja copper selling.
Right around Halloween 2009. I was shopping with my aunt for some cheap decorations at the Walmart by my house. I saw a woman walking slowly behind us, and my aunt and I both did a double take. It was Mary. She was totally following us around the store. She looked like she was maybe 50 years older than when I saw her last. Her clothes were disheveled. My aunt kept elbowing me to go talk to her, because we weren't exactly sure if this was really her. It could have been someone who just looked really similar. I worked up the nerve and went up to her. "Is your name Mary?" I asked. "Yes, it is. Hi, Sam. How are you?" Using my name like that really caught me off guard. She knew
How you
who I
doing?
was. She wasn't bothered to talk to me. She didn't even act like she was being caught.
Last drop now.
I asked her if she had talked to my dad lately, because it had been a while since I heard from her. She swore up and down she hadn't spoken to him for months, which I later found out was a lie. This was the beginning of my dad going missing.
112,000.
Something happened. It's hard to pin down what, but he completely disappeared. His cell phone was shut off, and when I called his work at the casino, where he had been working for 15 years, they said he was no longer working there and couldn't tell me why. My mom and brothers and I called the police to file a missing persons report. We didn't have to.
How much did you say?
because it had already been several
How much did you
weeks.
say?
I got 112,000. 112,000.
Hang on.
Everything led back to Mary most likely being the last one to see him. By the time we started talking,
I need to get a gun.
Car.
my mom and I called Mary, and she would tell us that she, in fact, had seen my dad on the night after Halloween. Mary told us that he was making a news, and this would be the last time anyone ever saw him. We honestly didn't
Have you
know what to
truck?
believe. My dad was an alcoholic.
What's up?
It
You
wasn't
tr-
uncommon for him to say drastic stuff, but we never considered suicide. When we told the detectives what Mary told us, they They had her come in for questioning. She had told the detectives a completely different story.
I think he's gonna have to trade up or not.
There wasn't any evidence of anything, though.
Get your truck.
So there wasn't much they could do. The detectives did, however, tell us that we shouldn't talk to her.
Get your truck and come out the back where I am.
We don't know what she's capable of.
Where are you?
Out the back.
Things went on like this until they found him.
Where I was running to, up here. Can you see me?
My dad was found dead in a storage unit.
Yeah.
He had pulled his car and shut the unit door.
Put your hands up.
Let it run until he died.
Put your hands up.
He had been there for 63 days. There were several
Put your hands up.
notes, all dated from November 2nd.
I'm talking to your friend behind you.
One for each of his children.
Stay there.
Especially long note for Mary, where he doted her and talked about what a wonderful woman she was.
You back up.
The suicide note even said for her to take any insurance money and use it on herself. The date on the notes was so quick.
Just go.
A million things could have happened, but I know that she has something to do with it.
Where are you going?
Even if my father really did kill himself, I know that she helped push him over the edge. I'm not one to just blame someone. I know my father's a troubled man. He was an alcoholic, and he was a depressant most of the time. Usually because of
Yo, what the fuck?
There's something so frustrating and horrendous about this. There's zero evidence to prove anything against
Let's go, Ab. Just go.
my mom and parts of his family put everything together. There wasn't anyone who knew that hadn't hurt her. Everyone thought that she was a bad woman. I found a Facebook profile of her months after the found my dad. There were only 5 or 6 photos of her and some guy, obviously happy. They were all dated for January 4th, 2000. Next year, on January 4th, 2011, he showed up at the family's house. He didn't let her in the house. She kept saying something about having some stuff on her dad. He told her to leave, or else we would tell them to leave. That night, someone put red tissue paper hanging around our camera.
You're down the main stretch.
Yeah, just make your way down the road and take the first right.
He said she had a box in my dad's
They're
truck.
following me now.
My mom made my stepdad.
They're going past me after you.
She never showed.
Yeah, most probably.
I feel like she wanted to do something bad to my mom. Next,
They stopped, I think. They're still moving.
I did some research. And it turns out that she was put in jail.
Well, they're turning around, they're coming towards me.
It made a lot more sense for some of the
They're after me.
Just race it, Ab. Race it as fast as you can. Oh, I can hear him shooting.
was let out sometime last year. Summer of 2014, I think. She says that she was let out.
I can't move.
I found a different case. It showed her with some other family. God help them.